There is nothing quite like the scent of a real, live Christmas tree. So why go faux when you can have the real deal? Frankie's back with everything you need to know about choosing the right one and making it last. Right, Frankie?
You got it. You got it. There is, like you just said, there's nothing like the smell of a real Christmas tree. There's some environmental benefit to a real Christmas tree as well. Did you know that?
I did not know that. Okay, so what are we looking at when it comes to environmental wins?
Well, the environmental wins are, number one, the trees as they're growing provide wildlife habitat for many things that are around, as well as providing oxygen, and then also across the United States and Canada provides employment overall. These don't end up in a landfill and last there for years after years after years like a faux. These, after they're done, are usually used into compost and mulched and then put back into the circle of life.
See, that's another good reason to choose real. Now, before we talk about actually choosing the tree, Frankie, let's start with a quick history. When did the custom start?
The custom started several, almost centuries ago, and it started back in Germany. And the reason why the Christmas tree was originally brought in during that period around Christmas was during the dark days of winter. They just wanted something green inside their home. By having the green inside their home gave them the hope for spring. So this tree then was brought from Germany into the U.S. and where the Christmas tree lots finally developed, and then now internationally is enjoyed across the world, where some people will even take these trees and ship them into the desert so that they can have a real Christmas tree, sometimes Ontario grown or Canadian grown, that they can enjoy in the desert.
Oh, I'm all about us exporting the trees we have here to the desert. Please buy them from Canada. We got lots. Now, when is the best time, Frankie, to cut our tree down?
So many Christmas trees that you're purchasing, that you go to a Christmas tree lot, those are actually been cut in late fall. So what happens is the tree gets cut, and when it's cut in late fall, it actually seals up. So they'll still have that freshness. And how you can test a fresh tree, by the way, is you're just going to take your thumb and finger, and you're just going to pull across. And if you pull only just a few needles or hardly any needles whatsoever, that is a fresh tree. That's the easiest way you can test the freshness of a tree. The key is when you get that Christmas tree, you want to recut that stem at the base of that tree when you bring it home overall so that you can reopen that stem again.
Right, and you want to reopen it because you want to get water up through the trunk, right?
Yeah, you want that water to come up through the trunk, and that's the key to make a Christmas tree last overall, is you want a nice big container overall, and you want to use either just water. Water is key, fresh water, and then also what you want to use is a little bit of a purifier, this thing here, which is a Miracle-Gro Christmas tree purifier to help you out overall.
Okay, Frankie, here's the thing. You get to the tree lot, there's so many trees. How do we know which one to choose? Help us out.
Yeah, and you know, there's another load of Christmas trees coming in right now, by the way. So help us out. Which is the best one you want to get? You can hear that truck backing in, but there's a load coming in. So first off, what you have here is you got a pine tree. This is just a beautiful pine tree that's a nice long needle. So that's more of a traditional old flavor one. Then what we have over here is a silver fir. What's beautiful about that silver fir overall is you have that nice little silver foliage on the back end right there. Fantastic. Next up, you have the balsam fir. The balsam fir is also a nice, beautiful, tight-looking full tree, but probably my absolutely favorite tree overall is this right here, which is the Fraser fir. The reason why I love the Fraser fir, the fullness, the fragrance, they last exceptionally a long time, and then as well, they're a little bit of a stronger stem. So if you have heavier, bigger ornaments overall, that's going to hold those ornaments overall for you, so it's a better tree.
You know how you gave us that little tour of the trees, Frankie? Were you doing that in terms of price? Like the one that you have now looks big and beautiful and bushy. Is that the most expensive one?
Yeah, most expensive, and then the least expensive is the one on the far end there, which is your pine. And usually the reason why that difference in price is just how long they take to grow. So the longer it takes to grow, generally the more expensive the tree would be for you overall. So the key is, remember to recut the bottom of that tree, pick one that's going to be suited for, like this one here, balsam fir, very good value, but the only problem with the balsam fir is see how weak those stems are right there? Well, they don't really hold up those bigger ornaments. So that's really hard. But if you want to spend some money this year, if you want to save money, a pine is great. But if you want to spend some money and have an absolutely memorable Christmas tree that's going to make you enjoy with a beautiful fragrance, it has to be this one right here.
Thank you, Frank.